Hi, it's T with Teaquilts, and it is Wednesday, October 9th, 2019. It is 2 minutes before 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're watching this at any other time, just know that you are watching an upload of our live chat. So I'll wait a couple minutes. I see I got about 10 people already in the room. Got one thumbs up. So if you can, guys, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button while we're waiting. And I will open up a magazine I got from American Quilter just to brought it in here. I've had it for a couple days and haven't opened it yet. Hi, Jennifer. Long time no hear from. So they always have a catalog, things that's in things that is on sale or for sale. Most of it is stuff that's on sale, but you know, they have additional things in here that's on sale. So they have like this page here that has some clearance items. They got that little steam fast iron in here for $28 if you are a member. So that's another thing about AQS. They will give you like a 20% off discount just for being a member. I'm not going to look at this now, of course, but I thought I'd at least open it. Oops. Sorry, guys. All right. So, see what time it is. It's 7 o'clock right on the nose. We've got 21 people in here. I try to start when we're at 25, but we may not get that many. If you all also have any questions, go ahead and leave those. And I'm going to do this live chat just a little bit different because I want to get the retreat information out, and I don't want the people to have to go in 20-30 minutes into the video. So I'm not going to read the live chat comments yet. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the planning for the quilt retreat. I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday now. I sent out an email to people. It was on Tuesday, and I gave them until Friday to respond on 2 choices that I had for a retreat. And I have heard back from like 14 people. 4 people can't go. 8 people voted for option number 1, which I'll talk about later, and then I have 1 person vote for option number 2, but they said that they would do option number 1. So planning a retreat for 5 days is kind of difficult to do, especially when you have most retreat centers and places that have conference room for sale or for rent. That is very expensive. I'm trying to figure out where am I supposed to be looking. I'm just gonna look at the camera for right now. and it gets very costly when you start adding in the cost of lodging as well as the conference rooms. So I went to 6 different locations that I checked out in order to pick a place for a retreat. 3 of those places couldn't accommodate more than 10 people, which they were new retreat centers that some of the quilt shops in the St. Louis metropolitan area has built onto their shops or in the neighborhood of their shops. And so I really wanted to do that because it would have supported our local quilt shops. However, they couldn't accommodate more than 10 people. And when I started out, I had at least 21 people interested in retreat. So I've lost 4. So we're down to 17 people possible at this time. So I had to knock out 3 facilities because of size. And then the other facility that I knocked them out because they had separate places for each activity. You had to go outside to go to your lodging place, to the conference room, to where we eat. And so I didn't want to be having people that could be having difficulties with walking distances, having to go to all these different places. I like being in one building if I can, and then you can just go to eat or go to bed if you want to go take a nap, or if you want to sew, you can go to the conference room. So I like having something where it's all inside, so you're not having to go outside. It's not that it's less walking per se, but it is at least you are in one building. You don't have to worry about if it's 10 o'clock at night and you want to go back to your room to get something that you left. Okay, so that left me with two alternatives. One was Mercy Center, which is actually where the sisters live, but they have like business offices. They have a business section where they have business offices off the parish, and they have two large conference areas. And so I opted to choose them as my choice number one. And the reason for that is because it's all contained inside of one building, of course. It has elevator. Both places have elevators, and both places are inside. The one with this one was that it would provide for the meal, so we wouldn't have to worry about the majority of our meals. And I'm going to talk about meals a little bit later. And then the conference room is much bigger than what I could get at the hotel, as well as it's a lot cheaper when you start looking at how hotels price out conference rooms. And I'll talk about that when I get there. And then it also, I added a snack break each day into the cost, just in case. And then this place provided your hot beverages or coffee, and then you could make hot chocolate and hot tea as well. So those were some of the things that were included already with the pricing. When I got to the hotel, which is Courtyard by Marriott, which we have done scrapbooking retreats at, so that's why I know of this, know that they will handle these type of retreats. They do have nicer hotel bedrooms, of course. They've got you got double rooms with queen beds, whereas at Mercy Center you just have twin beds. And then at the hotel, they didn't even provide continental breakfast, so I had to have that added on, and so that was also included in the price. And then we still would have had to purchase all of our lunch and dinners. And then the meeting room is what really just kicked this out of the park as far as how much it was going to cost. So choice number one was going to be $475. So if you're interested in going to retreat, that's the cost of retreat. It's $475 per person for 5 nights of lodging and retreat sewing space. Choice number two, at the Marriott, just conference rooms, your lodging, and the one breakfast meal that I had them include was up to $600 per person. So I still gave people a choice. I kind of figured that most people would want to go with the cheapest choice, because especially if you're traveling, you're going to be coming into St. Louis. There may be, you got to pay for 2 meals and a formal dinner, so you've got that to worry about as well. And so I knew some people probably would want the cheapest route. I have stayed at both of these facilities. I do prefer to have a nice bed at the Marriott, but I also know that we as quilters need a lot more space, and the space is better at the Mercy Center. So it looks like I gave people up until Friday to vote, but it already looks like, even from the people I haven't heard from, that Mercy Center probably will win. A lot of people, my large quilt guild, we actually go to Mercy Center every year. So that's when I say numerous times. It's too many times to count. We used to go to a Palatine Center, which is also a sister's residence, and we have done that as well. So I'm putting all of this retreat information up here for people that, now that you know the prices, maybe you might want to be able to decide if you want to go to retreat or not. So I want to talk about what's going to be coming out next, which the people, I don't have myself up on my YouTube on my phone because I want to read from a draft email that I have already set up. So I gave you the price, meals and snacks. So we're going to be at the retreat from Tuesday through Sunday. So that's actually 5 sleeping nights. Our first meal at the retreat center will be at dinner time. And I did that because some people are going to be driving in. Some people are going to be flying in. And I'm not sure what time everybody is going to be at the center. So I did not ask them to fix lunch for us. We can start at 12 noon showing up on that day. They are going to provide the meals from Tuesday night through Sunday morning with some exceptions. On Thursday and Friday, we're going to be doing shop hops. And so on those shop hop days, there will be 2 lunches that you will have to pay for out on the streets. I did not include that in the retreat costs. I asked them, normally they don't take any of those meals out, but I told them, the type of group that we had, that we were going to be out, we weren't going to even be there to eat. And so they went ahead and took those 2 meals cost off. So it's already included in your $475 price. In addition to that, so that's Thursday and Friday lunch you will have to pay for, in addition to $475. In addition, on Friday nights, we schedule a formal dinner where we go to a restaurant and get served. So I'm just going to estimate, even if you get like a burger plate, just be prepared to have at least $25 to eat out. It could be, as if you're wanting something fancy like a salmon plate or some type of seafood or steak, then you may need to add in more money. So, and we're staying in an area that's called Ladue, which is very similar to Frontenac or Clayton, Missouri, if you've heard of any of those. So we're kind of in an upper scale area. So your dinner on Friday night is going to reflect that. And it's the same thing we did when we went to Missouri Star. We eat out on Friday night, and you eat at that restaurant, and we all spent about $35 for our food that night. But I will make sure that it's a place that has great food. You will not be paying that kind of money and not satisfied with the food. I already talked about that they will provide drinks. And then for people that are flying in, if you don't want to rent a car, you can do that as well. I'm going to try to see if either I or other quilters in the group can pick you up and take you back to the airport, and it'll probably be about a cost of like $20 away, because I want to give people who take you to the airport something for taking you to and from the airport, or picking you up from the airport and bringing you to the center. I'm going to try to make sure that it's a quilter that picks you up if I can. I just don't want for people to have to get into an Uber. I don't Uber in St. Louis area, so I know nothing about Uber. So I don't like recommending things that I don't know anything about. If you're comfortable with Uber and you want to use Uber, you got that option as well. So I'm looking at minimum of $30, maybe $40, depending on when I get closer to that time. I just need to know on your registration form if you need to be picked up. Activities is not all set in stone, but we will probably have a class on Wednesday. We're going to be at the retreat center all day. And then Thursday, Friday is shop hop days. Saturday will probably be a quickie class. And then Saturday night will be like a fun event thing. And then we'll also do a show and tell on Saturday night from all the things that we worked on. Retreat cost, I've talked about that. Payments due. I have to sign a contract within the next week or so. I'm waiting on this lady to send me back the final paperwork. And so I have to have at least 20% down on everybody that's signed up. So I know that you all have already sent in $25 head count. So if you've already sent in $25 head count, I need to have another $100 by October 31st. So that would mean that you paid in $125. If you're new to this and did not sign up for the head count, then you need to send in $125 by October 31st. If you are listening to this live and did not receive any information, or want to get this information, or don't want to look at the video again, just give me your email address some kind of way. Email me at teaquilts@teaquilts.com and just say you want some more information about retreat. And when I send it out, I'll add you to the list. Trying to make sure I give you everything that I have. Any remaining payments, I will not ask for any more money before Christmas, because I know Christmas is a hard time for people to be paying money. So I will ask back in January, February, and March for your final payments. So that's how my payment plan is going to go. If you are someone that is on fixed income and can't pay your $125 fee that's due by October 31st, by that date, it's all called communication. Just let me know through emails that you need a day or two for you to put your check or money in the mail. And thinking of how you pay, if you pay me through PayPal and they take out any fees, those fees are going to have to be paid by you, because this money is going to the retreat center. It's not going to me. So if you want to pay without any fees, you need to send it through CashApp, or you can send me a check in the mail. The people who sent me their head count checks, I still have your checks here. So if you no longer want to do retreat, just let me know and I'll just shred your check. So I never did deposit your checks. The people that sent me Cash App payments, if you don't want to go to retreat, then I'll just refund you right back through the Cash App payment. And I think that is it for retreat, except that I was playing around with t-shirt. And thinking of retreat too, let me say that I did get Joan Elkins retreat head count money, just in case. And trying to make sure I didn't miss anything else. And if you got any retreat questions, now would be the time to post them. I'm going to go to the bottom of the chat box and look. So now I have to get myself into the, I was in mail first, so I got to get to the right place again. My channel. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't look like I have any questions. And I see Eric has said that he will also go with the Mercy Center. So I'll just write that on my paper. It's the wrong one. And if I got your vote, if you email me and I got your vote, I did confirm that I received your vote, just so that you're not in the dark as to whether I saw it or not. And Peggy said, wow, that is a great price for 5 nights. Yes, it is. It really is a great price for 5 nights. Marriott Center wanted almost like $5,000 just for the conference room. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that without people really having to send that money in. Francine says, hello, T and all Teaquilts. I haven't had a chance to read the information yet, but thanks for the extra couple of days. T. Okay. So I don't see any questions here about the retreat. I'm gonna do the shout outs, but I'm gonna do them later. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut off all the lights in here and then I'm gonna cut them back on, okay? I'll leave my sewing machine light on. Because I wanted to show you, well, still got to cut this off. And my screen still has a light. But I wanted to show you, I was kind of working on a prototype for the retreat shirts. It's going to look something like that in the dark. They kind of glow in the dark, so I'm calling this retreat Quilt and Glow. And I'm going to cut the lights back on. If I don't kill myself. And then here is the shirt in the, and I haven't decided like what color I'm going to put this on. It's just on pink. This is a test shirt. And so I was talking about we're going to have like a little mini party Saturday night. It's not going to be huge, but I thought that I would call it Glow and Quilt. And it's basically, we're going to have like a glow parade. So I'm kind of like throwing the surprise out to the people that didn't even know it was happening anyway. And so I'm trying to work on glow in the dark shirts. So I want to do some wash testing. That's why I made this shirt, so I could do wash test and see how long will it actually glow in the dark. Okay, so now I'm going to go back up. Let me see. Francine says, I may have missed it, but what is the capacity of Mercy Center? Mercy Center, our group, we have 35 people, and we only use like 1/2 of a floor, if that. So their capacity is very large. It's the capacity of people that I want to, account for. I would like to keep the retreat under 20 if I can, or at 20, not necessarily under 20. Eric says, I'm a bit iffy on going since our company announced a big event happening next year. What's your absolute cutoff date? I need to have at least 14 people paid by October 31st, or I'm not signing the contract, because then I'll be liable for all the money. So at least if I can get the 14 people paid, then what I can do is, when next year comes, say like February, I can make February my absolute cutoff date, because I can add on to the retreat, but I can't reduce the number, if you know what I mean. I can always add on, but I can't reduce. So that probably would be my absolute cutoff date. Virgie says, wish I could go to retreat just to get a shirt. So let me go back up to the top now. We're going to go ahead. I didn't see any more questions. Let me go back down to the bottom again. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So let me make sure. Peggy is just saying, Quilt and Glow looks cool. So, okay, so let me go back up to the top, and now we're just going to go ahead and go into our regular meeting. But again, before I do that, since we're so far in already, I did receive, Jennifer Mizard has a question. Hold on. Sorry for the most basic question, but I had to step away for a minute. St. Louis area. Yes, it is. It's in an area that's called Ladue, Missouri. More of in an area where we have more upper class homes. It's a nice area, and we have a quilt shop that's in that area as well, and we've got 2 more that are like really close to that as well. And then also, since she asked that question, if we have an agenda that's not conducive to what you want to do, if you want to do some sightseeing in St. Louis area, we have a lot of great things in St. Louis area that are free. Like our zoo is free. It asks for a donation. It has a little donation box when you go in, but it does not look like a free zoo. We are actually like number 1 or 2. It keeps flipping in the USA as far as the quality of our zoo. So we have nice museums, history museum, art museum. We have Tillis Park, which has a butterfly house. So we have a lot of things here in St. Louis area that are free. So if you want to do some sightseeing, of course, we got the Gateway Arch, which is downtown. So yes, it will be in the St. Louis area. And the reason why I did that was because when we did the retreat at Missouri Star, it's a lot of work for me to do a retreat from far away, and I didn't know where all those quilt shops were, and I had to figure out how best to get from one to the other. And so it's just a lot easier for me to handle that if I'm from here, and I wasn't sure how many people were going to come. Last time we only had 7 people at retreat, and it wasn't conducive to my time and my energy to do all of that planning, to go 5 hours from my home to put on a retreat in an area that I was not very familiar with. So that's one of the reasons why I also chose St. Louis area, because I said if I didn't get a large number again, at least I'm close to my area doing all the planning, and I could actually go to the stores. I have a little bit of more rapport with the store owners in this area, so maybe I can get them to, do something for us. I'm not sure, but I'll ask. And so that was one of the reasons why I put it back in the St. Louis area. Ellen Campbell was asking, how can she join retreat? You can join retreat. Send me an email to teaquilts@teaquilts.com. I am going to be sending out an email really soon, because I will be letting people know what the payment schedule is. And I need to have at least $125 from all participants before I can sign that contract. So that's that's the agenda right now. And then once I send out the next email, I will also add you to that next email. So I'm going back up to the top so we can do the shout outs that I didn't do. I'm such a doofus. I got a package in the mail, and it's from Stephanie Golden, and she's in Calgary, Canada. And she sent, I'm assuming, a churn dash block. And she says, hello, Teajuana. Hope here is a churn dash block for your birthday. I made it freeform and out of African fabrics based on your comment in one of your videos saying you wanted to form an African American style quilt group. I was not planning on it turning out so low volume, but as time is a factor now to make it into your quilt, I decided to finish is better than perfect. Regards, Stephanie in Calgary. Well, thank you so much. It's gonna be pretty. It's got beautiful fabrics. I see her name. She's got a head in here very nicely. So here is her block made out of African prints. Very pretty. Love it. And it's cattywampus. You may not can see it from the front as well, but you can definitely see it from the back when you look at the seams and stuff. But very pretty. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for participating. I have to put the last like 3 or 4 people that sent me blocks on the list so that I can check and see how many blocks I have. I see your comment, Eric, about you still need to send a block. And so I will do that. But I just wanted to get that stuff off at the top so people that came here only for the topic can get their topic and go when they do the replay. So here we go. We've got, oops. Ellen Campbell was in here at 6:30 p.m. waiting. She says, hello, T, sitting here and waiting on you. Well, thank you so much. She's from Silver City, Mississippi. Pam Robertson says, good evening, everyone. Just wait like you. She's talking to Ellen. And she's from New Orleans, Louisiana. We've got Shrivia here, Henderson here. She says she's saying hello. Vicki Lemire is here, says hello from Upper Michigan. Hi, Vicki. My papers are flying around my room. Let me stop it, because otherwise it's going to drive me crazy. I put the magazine on top. Eric was here early. 4 minutes early. Whoa. He says, hi. I'm early for a change. L.A. Quinn says, good evening, early birds from Mid-Coast, Maine. Vivian Calvi says, hi, T and everyone in Georgia. Jennifer is here, said, whoops, found you live. Darlene Former says, greetings from Northern Virginia. LA says, hello, T and everyone from Southern California, especially hello to Eric. Hi, Elsie, welcome. Peggy is here, says, hi, T and quilter friends. Trey here, Manor Young says, hi T and Teaquilters. Hope everyone is well. I hope everything's going good for you. Slowing Down Joe says, hello from Aloha, Oregon. June Billing says, hi T and everyone. Even June's letting Eric know he's in here early. Let's see. Trying to go through. Some people are communicating with each other, which I love in the chat. Judy says, hello everyone from Northeast Oklahoma, and hello to Eric, our greeter and entertainer. Francine is here, says, hello T and all Teaquilters. I haven't had it. I already read that one about retreat. Hadn't had a chance to read about information yet. Thank you for the extra couple of days. Yarn It Out says, hello from New York. Welcome to the live chat. Appreciate you stopping in. Christine Baisley says, hello from Maryland. Ellen saying she's interested in retreat. I covered that. Christine Baisley says hello. Hi, Christine. Welcome to the live chat. If you are new to the live chat and you got any quilt-related questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat box, and we would gladly give our 2 cents worth. Claudette Bettis is here. She says hi, T and everyone. My brother is here. He says, hey, sis and everyone. Welcome. Surprised you're in the house because it's getting dark outside early, isn't it? I don't see any sunshine over there. Let's see. And I turned my phone. It put me all the way back to the bottom. I got to go back to where I left off. And Ellen says, I can pay $4.75. And thinking of that too, I didn't say it earlier, but if you don't want to be on payment plan, you can pay your whole thing in advance as well. But you can most definitely just do what you need to do before Christmas. Linda DeVito says, welcome from Rockaway, New Jersey. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much, Linda. Virgie says, hello, T and everyone. I answered the questions about the retreat center. I'm going to pass it up. Carolyn Bowser says, hi, T and everyone. Hi, Carolyn. Shakita Pearson is here saying hello, hello. Maria Mayer is here. She says, hi, T and everyone. Hi, Maria. Diane 57 is here saying, sorry she's late. You're never late. Whenever you get here, it's good. Darlene Form is asking, T, can people pay in full? I just happened to accidentally answer that question. Yes, you can pay in full. If you don't want to be on a payment, you can just pay it and forget it. Rhonda Barlow is here. She says, hello, T and everyone from Savannah. Welcome, welcome. And Diane says that she's fighting this. I'm still fighting this crud. She must have some sinus issues or cold. I hope she don't have pneumonia like her husband. Judy Smith is here, says, hi, T and everyone. Maria says, T, are you coming to Houston for the festival? Yes, I am going to Houston for the festival. I will be at the show on, I can't remember if I'm there Thursday and Friday or Friday and Saturday. I think it's Friday and Saturday. See, I'm not in charge, so I don't have to make a whole lot of decisions, and I'm real glad about that. So I'm just chilling. But Friday, I am having a meet and greet. I know I will be at the show on Friday for sure. I'm having a meet and greet, and I just need to figure out if I want to go before lunch or after lunch. And I'm thinking maybe after lunch. I know I would prefer to go before lunch, and then we could all go out and eat, but I'm not sure if that will work for everybody. Like if we met at 12 And then if we stayed for an hour or two, and then if people wanted to, we could go to the restaurant. We went to the restaurant that was connected with the facility last time and ate. The food was okay. It was really good. So I thought that would be a good thing to do if you want to do that. So yes, I am. Eric says, is there more than one airport in the St. Louis metro area? You will be coming into the STL airport. That is, we only have one airport in St. Louis area. You want Lambert Airport is what you want. And just thinking of airports again, because I think I forgot to mention, the distance from the airport is like 25 minutes to Mercy Center. And but it's quick because it's mostly highway driving. It's about 16 miles. Bonita is here. Bonita Nance, she says, hello, Miss T and everyone. Hi, Bonita. Ellen Campbell asking, how can I join the retreat? I hope by now she knows that she can just email teaquilts@teaquilts.com. I think I answered that, but I just want to make sure. Eric or Diane, can you put my email address in the chat for people so they can just cut and paste it, please? Appreciate that, so I can keep reading. I think Tiffany is in here, but I thought she said she had to go back out. Said, I can't stay. I'm getting ready to leave for guild meeting. I'm taking quilts for show and tell, so I'm getting that ready. Have fun at retreat, Tiffany. Trisha Tello says, hi, T. Hi, quilting. No, she says, hi, T. Hi, quilting family. Oh, gosh. Watching from Southern California. I've had a pretty weird day today, so. Francine says, congratulations to SEL Cardinals. Yes, I was noticing they had like 10 runs in the first inning, and then I got busy, and then they got in the fourth inning. I think they had 12 or 13 or something, and I lost track. So I was going to assume that they were going to win, but you know, stranger things have happened. So thank you for that information, Francine. Carolyn says, T, I want to go to AQS Quilt Week in Charleston. I went to AQS Quilt Week in Charleston. It was nice. We stayed at Embassy Suites near the airport using the convention center. Classes were good and lots of sharing. Yes, I just love the vibe and energy around your major shows. You hardly ever run into anything negative. Even if you bump into somebody accidentally, it's like, oh, it's okay, no problem. You know, it's never a whole lot of anything serious happening that's, you know, like personal life or life threatening at the quilt convention. So I really love that. And I'm glad you were able to go and experience that. And that's why I tell people, if you ever get a chance, AQS has been moving some of their smaller shows to different cities, and they'll put them in those cities for 2 or 3 years, and then they'll move to another city. So if it ever gets moved close to you, please go and experience at least one of the larger shows. Eric is saying he still needs to do his churn dash block. You got till February, I think, when I go on retreat with my quilt guild at the Mercy Center. And a lot of people are saying they love the colors. Peggy says, pretty block. My favorite colors are purple and green. June Hansen is here. She says, hi, T and everyone. Hi, June. Welcome. Francine saying, what's the dates for the retreat? Thank you, Eric. He put it in there. It is June 16th through the 21st. June 16th, we start at 12 noon or thereabouts, 12 noon, whenever you get into town, so it's no rush. Just try to be there by dinner, which I don't know what time that's going to be. Normally, it's around 5 o'clock, 5:30-ish or so. And then Sunday, we'll have breakfast at the facility, And then we will have probably some kind of closing meeting to ask people what changes they would like to see in any future retreats, which is kind of what we did before. And that's how come we are in the month of June instead of having it in September. Some people couldn't do September because they are teachers and they wanted to be able to come, so we put it in the month of June. And then we leave at noon on Sunday. Eric is a mess. I'm about paying full. Not me. I need the layaway plan. You are so funny. Oh, Diane 57. How much is the full cost per person, T? It looks like from the votes that I've already received, and I've received 9 of them. They're all, and one person says for Marriott Courtyard. 9 people said for Mercy Center. So it looks like we're going to be going with Mercy Center. That would be $475 per person for a 5-day retreat. So that's not bad. Marriott price wouldn't have been bad if they would have included meals at $600, but it didn't include meals, so that was going to be even more expensive. So Eric says Friday and Saturday. That's what we said last year and ended up going Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Yes, we did. No, we went Wednesday. I thought we went Wednesday when they opened. We went that night. And then we went another day, maybe Wednesday and Thursday. And Friday we went to the quilt museum. Remember? We didn't go. And then Saturday we went back. We weren't planning on going back Saturday, but we did. Something like that. I have to go look at the video myself. Thank you, Diane, for putting my email address in the chat box. Shrivia says, I feel you, Eric, about the layaway plan. He say no interest, right? No, I'm not charging you any interest. And Diane is confirming you really feel the love at quilt shows. And Eric says AQS never comes to Southern California, probably because you all got a couple of big shows there already and they don't want to compete with that. Sylvia Mayo is here. She says, hi, everyone. I skipped that. Sorry about that. Darlene says she's waiting for AQS to move to the National Harbor in Maryland. That would be nice. And I have no idea how they pick these locations on where they're going to go. So it's pretty interesting when they come up with those locations. So Kimalina says, probably butchered your name. I'm so sorry. She says, I am with Mercy Center too. I hope we can get some more people to go now that we know what the price is on the retreat, because I was trying to make sure I could find something that would be $100 or less a day, and Mercy was the only one that could accommodate that, and I was surprised that I was able to even get most of your meals included with that. Eric and I both were just living in the moment. We really can't remember what we did in Houston. But what we do know is that we had a lot of fun. Okay. Ellen type thing. Joan Elkins is here. She says, hi, everyone. Barely made it. Welcome, Joan. I was just at the top of the thing. I did, well, not necessarily at the top, but I did let it know that I got your retreat head count just so it's documented. And Eric says, I do remember pinball machine. Yes, Lord, we had so much fun. I don't want to stay at that place again because they didn't have a good second bedroom. But the only reason I want to go back is because the pinball machine is there. Bonita says, how many people so far have committed for the retreat? I had, like, I'm just going to guess and say I had about 16 people that actually paid the $25 head count. I had 22 people that were in the interest group. And when I sent out the email to the 22 people, 4 people are already off saying that they can't make those dates. So, yeah, so that's 22 minus 4, so 18 people are still on the list. So I'm now waiting to receive the total of $125 deposit that I need so that I have at least 20% to put down on the retreat. And I'm just doing that because it's just a nice round number that I can remember and keep track of, especially when people start sending me money through Cash Apps and stuff. So I need to make sure I keep track of it. Joan says, hi T, we'll listen to the rest of the info later. Yes, because all of the retreat information I did at the top, I did not even do the shout outs first. So you'll get straight information, Joan, when you go to the top when it uploads. And Diane says, yes, you went Friday and Saturday. Yeah, because we went, one of those days we went, I know we didn't go to the show because we went to the Quilt Museum, but I can't remember which day it was. But I know I had a good time in Houston and looking forward to having another good time. Eric says, I'm going to drive cross country to St. Louis. Anybody want a road trip with me? Yeah, right. It would be a great road trip though. That's like when Debbie went with me when we drove to Houston, that's like it's like a 12-hour drive if you're driving straight, maybe 13 hours. And then if you add stops in, and then we had the nerve to stop at quilt shops. So we ended up doing overnights. We stayed on the road somewhere. And Shakita is letting Eric know that IQF is coming to Long Beach, California in July 2020. Yeah, he was the one that told us that before. And I was surprised that they moved the date, because they usually do like March or April, the last week in March or the first week in April. So that's interesting that they are changing a whole lot. So in IQF, the small one, the one that's not in Houston, it's like a smaller version of the Houston Quilt Show. It's a really nice show. So if you can't make it to Houston, you're closer to IQF that's going to be in California, then that's a good show to also go to. From what you understand, they're still doing April in Illinois, but they told all the vendors in Illinois, I'm going to have to look it up, because they put signs on the vendor booths telling them that they were not coming back next year. So, weird. Diane trying to get Eric to pick her up. She all the way in the south of Texas. Jennifer says, where is my Alabama interested people? It would be a road trip for me if I can swing those dates. So, Jennifer came last year to the retreat, drove all the way from Alabama. So if it's somebody in Alabama, you all can meet up with Jennifer. Maybe you all can road trip. That could be a way you could come. And then you just take turns buying gas or something on the way. So that's a good thing. Thanks, Jennifer, for putting that out there. And anybody else that wants to do a road trip, if you want to do a road trip, if you don't want your name out there, you can always send me an email. If you're serious about retreat, I don't want to just be wasting my time. But if you're serious about retreat and figure you can't afford to fly, and if you want to bring your own sewing equipment, that's why a lot of people drive to retreats, then that would be a great opportunity for you to see if somebody else from that area is coming, and I can just make general announcements if people are interested, and then I can hook you both up through email. But that's a good idea, Jennifer. Thank you for that. And Francine says she's right along the 210. I don't know what 210 is. If that's something that's by you, Jennifer. Shakita is asking where in Alabama. So it must be by Jennifer because she's saying yes. And then Ellen's asking who's in Indiana. I've been to Indiana a lot for line dancing trips, Indianapolis. And I have loved Indianapolis downtown. I love that area. Jennifer says she's in the northwest corner, Shoals area. And she talking about, yep, never leave home. Eric and Diane trying to meet up too. So yeah, so if you somebody that thinking that you may not be able to do like an 8-hour ride or a 6-hour ride or a 5-hour ride by yourself, and you're trying to see if it's somebody, that will happen too. Also, your rooms are going to be double occupancy, so you're going to be sharing a room with somebody. So if you're in a car with somebody, maybe you can share a room with them, or even if you want to split up because you've been in the car the whole time and want to be with somebody else, we can set you up with that too. But I'll worry about room accommodations later once we get people paid, and then I'll go through and start working on the actual room assignments. Joan says maybe we can meet up here in Tennessee. She's throwing it out there. Joan Elkins is in Tennessee, so we got people looking for Alabama. I know Shakita's in Georgia. Benita's in North Carolina. Eric's in California. Diane's in Texas. So, yeah. Okay, so Eric went and checked, and he says IQF took off Illinois from their website. So you're right, T. Okay, because that's what I thought. They actually, before we even set up the booths, they already had them on the table. They knew before we got there that they weren't coming back the following year. Francine, the 210 freeway or the 10 freeway? That's Francine asking about the 210. Kim Yulina? I'm just butchering your name. I know it. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm gonna just call you Kim. She says, I am from Iowa, the Galena, Illinois area. So she's looking to see if anybody is from that way. And I don't even know where that is, Du Bois. I've gone just more towards Chicago area in Illinois, and that's kind of it. The suburbs of Chicago. Well, I've gone to Springfield, but it's still like going through Springfield to go through Chicago. Eric is crazy. Talking about, okay, everyone, we meet in Houston and we go north from there. Are you renting a bus? Francine saying the 10 goes through Houston. Thanks, Kim. She says, yeah, so she's in Northwest Illinois area. So North South. Okay, so you're over on the other side of Chicago. Eric's gonna get put in timeout. He talking about where you heard of Uber. I'm Uber. Woo, boy. And Francine is in California, not Louisiana. So, okay, so we didn't get any quilt related questions. We've been talking mostly about retreat. Our time is almost up. If anybody got any questions, go ahead and pop them in there. Don't be afraid. We will gladly help if we can. And June says he's so funny. Judy Smith says, I hope you all have a great time. Going to sign off for the evening. Bye, Judy. Thank you so much for popping in. Shakita says, Eric, you're on a roll tonight. He always is. Winfred Baptiste says, hi, good night, Miss T and Quill family. Late but happy to be here. Welcome. We appreciate you stopping in. Hope all is well. And Francine's telling Eric that he needs to get one of them entertainment vans. Eric's enough by himself. Have you video any retreats at Mercy? Yes, I have. I don't know if I used the initials or if I actually typed out the names on the videos, but most of the videos that are online about Flower Valley Quilting Guild, and you could just do the initials FVQG. It's been a long day. And it didn't start real good. But yeah, they're on my thing. So I have a whole playlist of just retreats. So if you go to Teaquilts YouTube homepage and just go to the playlist, it should be a list that says Teaquilts retreats. All of my retreat videos are under there, and just look for the ones that are for Flower Valley Quilting Guild. I have not done any taping in the actual bedrooms though. I mean, they're just basic bedrooms, but I will try to record it or remember to record one of the bedrooms in February when I go. But by then it'll be too late anyway. But like I said, it's just very basic accommodations. They don't have bugs. So it's not that kind of stuff. It's a twin bed. It's a cheap twin bed. Some of them don't even have headboards. You just put your pillow. They have like 2 pillows or something on the bed. You put the pillow up there for one headboard. But at the place we went to at the home, what did we call that? The B&B that we had our quilt retreat at Missouri Star in Hamilton, Missouri, didn't have headboards on the bed either. So. And we had 8 people in a room. You didn't have 2 people in a room. We had all 7 of us had to sleep in one room. We had one empty bed. So Eric, you can't drink and drive. Maria says good night. Good night, Maria. Thank you so much for coming in here. Kim said, I missed the first half of the chat. Is Mercy Center a nunnery, convent, retreat center? Yes, it is. They have, people come there and still go to mass, but what they also have is like a business section that's up in the front. So they have other businesses, like small businesses might even rent out particular suites and stuff so that they can run their business out of there. So it is kind of a little business center as well. And I'll get more into detail like on parking and things like that for the people that actually show up, because there are some rules to parking, because it is offices open, so they try to keep the front parking lot for the people who are, for the people that are working, and then for the people that are coming in to visit those offices. But you can unload in the front. Once you unload, get your stuff into the conference room, then you just go move your car. It's no big deal. So that's a good question. June says, not everyone is in trouble, Eric. I like to meet you all, but my health is keeping me home. Okay. I don't know what she's saying. I'm confused. Everyone in trouble. Well, if you're with Eric and you're not feeling well, they say your endorphins will make you feel better, and a good laugh is great. So Eric will most definitely give you a great laugh. Carolyn is leaving. Good night, Carolyn. She says, good night, T and all. We only got a couple more minutes to be on here. And June says, no, you're just too funny. She's talking to Eric. You're welcome, Kim. And Eric says, at June, where are you? She's in Iowa. Opposite direction. Especially if he's swinging down through Texas. So no quilt crusters today. We just had fun in the chat. And so, any other questions before we sign off here? We only got, what, a couple of minutes? 1 minute, it just changed. Trying to see what I'm missing here, looking down at my phone. My hubby will make you laugh. Okay, Diane, I'm going to pick you up and we're going to take a long detour to Iowa. Eric, you need to quit. You need to quit. Eric's not even sure if he's coming. Y'all remember that he typed that in at the top of this chat, okay? Sorry, guys. I needed to get a drink. June is asking, have you done a double wedding ring quilt before? No, I have not. Well, technically. I started like a little test piece. I had cut out like 4 ring blocks, and I probably got 2 of the rings sewed, and I really didn't like the test fabric that I cut out, so I kind of quit because I was using my AccuQuilt Go Die. So I have not completed a project, but I have also worked on another project. We made a bed runner for a friend who got married, and it was 4 of us. We pieced blocks and made it like to fit a queen size bed. We made a bed runner. So I did participate in that as well, but I have not completed anything, and I have nothing that I can show you. I'm sure that the double wedding ring stuff that I did is like buried in one of these containers up here somewhere. So if I ever do another one or think about it, I'll pull it out and let you see it. But it wasn't my favorite fabrics. I was just cutting something to be cutting just to test out the dye. It was like one of the first dyes that I had purchased. So I never finished it. And I have to tell you, they're not really a whole lot of fun when I was doing the bed runner, my part. Don't seem like it's a fun quilt to do. All those set-in seams. Hold up. What is Diane saying down here? I'm trying to get out and my phone is not acting right. Diane saying, sounds like a plan, Eric. I hope you have lots of room to pack like T does. Yes, I am a heavy packer. That's why I had to get a new car. It was not for the retreats because I had plenty of room for my retreats. It was for my quilt lectures. When I go to quilt lectures, I didn't have enough room. June says, well, I thought I might try it, and that may be a big quilt. Thanks. And like if you do a four block one, which is what I was working on, then you can also like maybe make it into a pillow sham or a little small table topper or something like that. And that was my test piece. And I didn't even like the pieces enough to finish it. So I said, if I'm going to do all this work, because it's a lot of work, I at least want to have it into some fabrics that I like. Because I wasn't even going to use that test piece that I had. But if I come across it again, I'll pull it out of my stash and let you see what I have. And Diane talking about, I hope my desk chair fits. If he's picking up other people, it probably is not going to fit. But let's see what Eric is saying. And Eric says, and Diane, oh, I'm bringing the bus. It's a double decker. See, he's crazy. And Darlene is letting June know that she might try a double wedding ring quilt in the future. And if your chair fits, maybe my bed will too. See? You all are crazy. Oh gosh. But yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this chat here. We had one quilt related question. Thank you, June, for that. And we're gonna go ahead and sign off here. Thank you all so much. And like I said, I do hope now that you know the price of retreat that some of you might be more willing to sign up now, because I know it's difficult to sign up for an unknown. So if you can, email me at teaquilts@teaquilts.com. That's what you need to do if you want information. I'll be sending out another notice because I have strong feelings we're going to be at the Mercy Center because so many people have already voted for that, and I don't even have that many people left to vote. The people who are coming in now, you really won't have a vote because I'm going to just probably on Friday be sending out. I'm hoping that I can get my final numbers from this Mercy Center. I talked with her on Monday and she said she was going to send them out, and I think she may have forgotten, so I'll email her tonight, just a reminder. And then once I get with her and get the final cost and make sure that nothing has changed in the numbers that we did before, because she's got to officially put it into the contract now, then I will send out the final email, and that email will be a little bit more specific. It still won't be an agenda because I don't know exactly everything that we're going to do. I don't know the meal times, and I won't know that kind of stuff until like maybe a month out. So it still would be some kind of play in the agenda, but I will let you know what classes I'll be teaching so you can bring the appropriate fabrics for that, so you don't have to worry about buying fabrics for that. But that is it for tonight. I don't know what you all are saying. Let me put my finger up here. So most of y'all are saying good night. So that's great. So thank you all so much, and I will see you next Wednesday at the live chat. Bye, everybody.